We've been studying the law of consecration a lot. Ever since the Lord described this law he was going to give and endow people with power on high once they got to the Ohio, we've had a lot of economic lessons at hand, okay? A lot of finance to go along with our faith. And if you think about the law of consecration, so much of that was a mental shift from ownership to stewardship. And once I realized that it doesn't belong to me, it belongs to the Lord, He's loaned it to me for the period of this life, and I'm going to decide what I do with it. We've already talked about the parable of the talents. Oh, if I'm a wise steward and I realize it was the master's money to begin with, he just wants me to do something with it. Okay, what does he want me to do? I've told you the story already of me being very generous during college with my roommate's food when somebody asked for it. Oh yeah, it's not mine, take all you want. In some ways, that's the mental shift we need to make, to be more generous in our tithes and offerings, to be more wholehearted in our willingness to consecrate. And the way the Lord drops a hint on Newell K. Whitney blows my mind. We saw something similar way back in section 19 when the Lord told good old Martin Harris, quit coveting thine own property. It's like, you can't covet what's already yours. You only covet what belongs to somebody else. Oh, I see what you're saying. It doesn't belong to me. It belongs to you. So I should stop coveting your stuff and acting as if it were mine. Is that what you meant? And the Lord's just smiling. Well, he smiles on Newell K. Whitney here. This is section 63, verse 40. The Lord says, let all the monies which can be spared, it mattereth not unto me, whether it be little or much, let it be sent up unto the land of Zion, unto them whom I have appointed to receive. Now, that's actually not the verse I want to get to, but it leads into it. Because here we see how the Lord feels about money. And what's he say? It mattereth not. Now, he's not saying it matters not, I'll let you choose. He's just saying it just doesn't matter how much we've got. If it's a lot or if it's a little, just send it to Zion and they'll hopefully know what to do with it. Now, the fact that he says it doesn't matter if it's a little should tell us how the Lord feels. Like, but I thought you said it's wisdom in you to purchase as much land as we possibly can. Oh yeah, I did. Well, to purchase land, we're going to need as much money as possible. So we're going to need, I don't know how it works in your economy, but down here, you got to have the cash. And the Lord's like, what? You need gold? I make the stuff. You need precious materials, natural resources. I'm the source of it all. He'll tell them that repeatedly in later revelations, just like he's dropped hints about that in prior ones. But here we just need to establish from the start that the Lord doesn't seem overly concerned with money. A lot or a little doesn't really bother him. Remember when they needed tax money to pay? And Peter's like, oh yeah, we pay taxes. And then the Lord's like, oh, do we? Really? Well, we shouldn't have to. It's my house, right? Temple tax. But I'll tell you what, Peter, go throw a line in the lake. The first fish you bring up, look in its mouth, there'll be enough money to pay my taxes and yours, since you haven't been paying either. Now, I can come up with the money, no problem. It's you that I'm trying to work on. And since the pocketbook and the wallet is a very sensitive body part for you human beings, I'm going to work on money because I'm trying to work on you. Ooh, in fact, speaking of that, let's work on you, Newell K. Whitney, a successful business owner, has a store with his name written on the top right there in Kirtland. Well, check this out. If it's called the Newell K. Whitney store and it has the signage to prove it, sounds like the Lord's ready to paint that over with something else. He says, almost comically, in verse 42 and 43, let my servant, Newell K. Whitney, and yes, my servant, I'm in charge, you're just serving me, let him retain his store, or in other words, the store, yet for a little season. Nevertheless, let him impart all the money which he can impart to be sent up unto the land of Zion. Now that last line, give all you've got. Well, I thought you said it didn't matter a little or much. I was kind of hoping to send a little. And the Lord's here saying, well, let's go with much if you've got it. And you do have it. In fact, I have it. So send it their way, Newell. It's one thing to say, impart all the money you can, but did you see the gentle nudge the Lord gave in the previous line? I'm going to let this servant of mine, Newell K. Whitney, retain his store, possessive pronoun. And then he corrects himself. Yeah, this is the part that makes me laugh. Or in other words, the store. Let's replace his with the. And instead of a possessive pronoun, let's just go with a definite article, shall we? How's that for the grammar of God, Newell? Let's erase Newell K. Whitney and just write the. Big letters on top. You're like, what's that? Isn't that the Newell K. Whitney store? No, that's just the store. No more possession, just stewardship. I do sometimes wonder if instead of calling it my salary, it was just the salary. Instead of my bank account, it's the bank account. Instead of my 401k, it's his, capital H, 401k. I hope he lets me live with it long enough to keep doing his work. But since it's his work and his funds, Lord, what do you want to do with it? You get it? The Lord cares less about money and more about us. So let's let him shift the grammar so we see that all things belong to him, including us, and live accordingly.